Hello, Dino. Crooked Bob Garage here. How you guys doing? Sorry I didn't do a video for you last week. A little busy. Had to build a wall around my house at home. Get the nosy neighbor out of my grill. But anyway, today I'm going to show you Dino's favorite car. Dino's been asking me to do this car, so here it is. I might as well show it to you. This is a 64 Oldsmobile, and I did a few things to it. I bought this car. It's got to be, everything seems to be 10 to 12 years, but it's actually like 12 years old. This is my first car I got. I gotta tell you a little story. I'm called Crooked Bob Garage because at one time I was a little shady character with cars. I did a little time, I came home, had to start life over, always loved cars. I didn't even have no cars. I had the 71 Torino wagon, but all the shows I wanted to go to was like 64 and 63 and under, the Rumblers and all them shows over there, and I loved those shows. But one day my friend came here on a Saturday morning, he seen 64 Oldsmobile on a local paper for $1,000, needs transmission. So I looked at it, I remember driving by one all the time, so I called the guy, he says, "Is this car on for Travis Sammy?" He goes, "Yeah." He goes, "The transmission's out of the car." I said, "What do you want for it?" He goes, "I want $1,000. I said, "But I still have the tow truck guy there right now with $800. You take it?" He goes, "Really?" He goes, I'll meet you there. I got the registration." I said, "Meet the tow truck guy there." I give him the guy the money now. Gave him $800. He went there. He brought the car back. So, make a long story short, it looked like this. I did the car over once before when I first came home, because when you first come home from vacation, you kind of broke for a little while until you come back into reality and start making a couple bucks. So this was a low buck car. I was trying to do a real low buck. So it was $800. The transmission, I went to my friend. He actually had the transmission from the guy who owned it, and because it's too expensive to rebuild. So I put an ad on Craigslist, wanted Slim Jim transmission. If you know the guy, you know what a Slim Jim transmission are. They suck, but they work. Anyway, make a long story short, I put an ad on Craigslist. I got one for $150. That's 12 years ago. Put it in the car. It's been there ever since. I've been driving this car. This car's never gave me an ounce of trouble. It only had 50-something thousand, 60,000 miles on when I bought it. It's about 75,000 miles now. It's all original motor, trans rear. And the guy, what was cool about it, right before he blew the transmission, he put all brand new drum brakes, all wheel cylinders. He did all the brakes over. Nice, you know? So, make a long story short, when I first got the car, my friend gave me some old copperhead paint. I painted it with a flat clear, but it looked like shit. But it was my car, and I pinstriped it up. I made the roof white, and it was a cheap car. I had smoothies from my friend found a pair of smoothies for $50 in the yard sale. I put them on, blah blah blah. I put a set of W lake pipes on, and I was going to the shows, you know. So, make a long story short, I was home for a little while. I ended up getting my hands on my brother-in-law's '56 Chevy. So I ended up doing that car, and all of a sudden that was the cool car, you know. So I left this in front of my house, and some lady was turning around. She smashed into the door, and the car was just shit there. It was sitting there with no plates. It had a rotted back bumper. I had bumper stickers over the rust holes in the bumper. So anyway, the cop came by my house one day. I had no plates on. He said, "You got to move the car." So I moved it. I brought it over here, my shop. Kept looking at the car. I said, "Fuck that car," you know. But then, to make a long story short, it needed a back bumper. You couldn't find a back bumper for these cars. If you got a 64 Oldsmobile, you know that. So anyway, I'm staring at the back of the car. You know, what's coming to the back of the car? So I'm staring at the back of the car, and I said, "You know what? I found a 4-door on the computer, and I went and I gave the kid $400 for it." And I said, "If I had another 4-door, I can cut this." So me and my nephew Jimmy was here at the time. He lives in Florida now. We cut the back off. We cut the back, and I cut the clip off the other one, and I put the top of another 64 Oldsmobile on the bottom. So this is the top of the quarter panels from the other side now, so it's flipped over, and this is the trunk lid from the 4-door. I put it on there, and I'll show you. Let me open the trunk and show you. So anyway, I had to put a power trunk in it, because you know the things do. I'm going to show you one other thing in the middle of everything. There's a few ways to lower a car, I found out. A cheap way, an expensive way, and a lazy man's way. I lowered this car in lazy man's way. Looking at, you know, there's an 80-pound bag of concrete and a railroad tie track. And that made the car right where I wanted it. I had the concrete in there first. Not enough. So I used to use that as my anvil in the shop. I threw it in there. If you see the stance on the car, it's been in there for years. And it looks good. So come back over here, Dino. Now we put this This is where we cut it on the bottom. My nephew Jimmy actually trimmed it out for me. We welded it up over there, and then we came here and we did the body work. My friend Jack ended up doing most of the body work. And we put it on, and it actually looked pretty cool. My friend made me a piece of metal, we put it in there, and I was going to put 67 Cougar tail lights across the back of it. And then I said, oh, you know what, it's an Oldsmobile Rocky. It kind of went, so I threw a whole bunch of 59 Cadillac tail lights in there. And a lot of people say, where do you put the license plate? Go underneath the carpet, look underneath. And if you keep staring at it, people say, where you put the license plate. Yeah, wait a minute, and all of a sudden, it kind of comes out. And there's the license plate, So that's pretty cool, So I do that when I'm driving, and when you park it, you do that. So anyway, here's what we did. There's not much custom to it, but I try to make my cars look like model kits. I built a lot of custom model kits as a kid, and I'd love adding all this shit. So make a long story short, if you know GMs, the handles used to be up here. And so I'm walking in the junkyard one day, and I seen a little 88 Toyota Camry. I seen the handles. I said, oh shit, that looks like the same size as my Oldsmobile Chrome. So I popped the doors off it in the junkyard, and that's an 88 Toyota. And we just cut the chrome down, I always talk about chrome. We cut the chrome down, and there it is. It looked like it belongs there. Nobody ever catches up to it. And look how easy it is. They say, how can you get you? And my fingers as fat as anything, and I get them. Anyway, so to make it look like a model kit, I put the dummy spotlights on it, the lake pipes, and these are bellflowers in the back. A lot of people, I got a remark one day, some guy says it's either bellflowers or lake pipes, one or the other. You know what, I built the custom model kits. I used to put every fucking piece of chrome I wanted on the kits, and it looked cool. So I did it just like a model car. So this is the real exhaust. This is where my exhaust comes out. These are called bellflowers. The older guys know that, a lot of younger cats don't know. But the model kits used to actually come with a decal, scallops, and that's I matched it up to a model kit scallop, so that was it. You see, that's model kit A&T. So anyway, I'll show you over here. Keep going. I put the rocket wheels on, nothing fancy. I did 15x7 rocket wheels. They were the cheapest and easiest way to do it. And when we did the car, and that's so you can see it's metal flake. I didn't spray the car. My friend Jack did, because the car was too big to fit in my shop. As you can see, my little shed I work out of. So Jack did all the spraying. I taped the sides. Me and my friend Toby, we did the sides. My friend Jack, we were all drunk. We started from 10 in the morning to 10 at night on a rainy day. We painted the whole car in one shot. We taped it. I kept them running to the store and getting paint. I said, oh, what color am I going to do it? They were like, oh, put brown, put copper. I threw it out of the box. I put like black and orange, little Batmobile, little Harley Davidson color in it, fell off. Make a long story short, it worked out. To me, it works out. Some people may not like it. But louvered the hood. I paid a guy to do that in Pennsylvania. So that was like $700, believe it or not. And that's it. There's not much to tell about this car. So I bought a rechrome bumper. It had a scratch on it. Oh, here's a box of a model kit like we used to get when we were kids, And my friend George made that. He blew it up for me just to put it on there. And these are the model kits. These are the little minis. Look, this is the kits I used to build when I was a kid, and that's what I copy off the old custom kits and stuff like that. So it's pretty fun, And some of my stuff, I try to throw all the '60s stuff in there. When I go to Coney Island, they love this car. We live real close to Coney Island, so we used to go there and party all the time. I got my little 45 records, Coney Island baby, World's Fair stuff. I got a lot of 64 World's Fair stuff I put all around the car. And I was going to make this. It says this is where I take 6 tickets. I wanted to put beer. This is why I take 6 beers, but never did. But anyway, there it is. It's a nothing car, but it's a cruiser. I never did nothing to the motor transmission rear. Like I said, I just did the transmission when I got it, but it's been driving this, knock on wood, 12 years. And what else can I say about it? The windows are tinted yellow, start to finish, between the whole car, buying it, doing it over, and yes, they all light up. Only 6 blink at a time. I tried to hook that goddamn T-Bird system up. Oh my God, you got to be a rocket scientist to do that. I couldn't do that, so I just made 6 work, and that's it. So it's fine. At nighttime, it looks wild, especially being out over in Coney Island. It looks like a carnival ride. But it is what it is. The story with the car, This is the most money car I got into. I'm into this car for like $5 grand done. You know, from start to finish, bought the paint, bought the wheels. You know, there's nothing much. Oh, I gotta tell you one score I made. I'm up in Carlisle, and my friend Jimmy walking around, and the guy says, "Hey, a guy's got a brand new old stock Superior 500 wheel." And I said, where is it? Where is it? I just walked up to it. Another guy was thinking about it. I gave the guy, he said, "How much you want for the wheel?" I gave him the $100. Not like me to give a full price. Look at the horns coming off. Anyway, make a long story short, so I couldn't wait. I put a tilt wheel in it. I had that tilt wheel for my fat ass. And then I put, this is a new old stock wheel, which is gold. At Carlisle for $100. That was a nice score. And where did it belong? It belonged on this car. The car was crying for that, you know? The Oldsmobile wheels were cool too. There's a couple things like a lot of people like I said before, I had it online somewhere, and one guy was knocking the lake pipes and the bell flowers. One or the other guy, you know, go fuck yourself. You know, my car, I do what the fuck I want with it. You know what I mean? And you do what the fuck you want to a car too, guys. Don't listen to none of your friends. That's my biggest thing. I come here, I go in this little garage by myself a lot of times, and I think what I'm gonna do. Come on, you can walk in. Get out of the sun. I just picked up a Crown Victoria front ends. My green truck that I drive, the front end's falling apart on me. So I see everybody do it on TV. On TV, they do it in a half an hour, so it should probably take me a week or two, right? Yeah, you know, to get it all right. So I never done it before. But anyway, like I say, I'm still, even though the car's shiny to a lot of people and so on, it's still only a $5,000 build, which is really, really good for a car like that today. It's an oddball car, 64 Oldsmobile, what are you gonna do? You know? But anyway, that's I'm keeping the car because it was like my first car that after I came home on a little vacation, like I said, that was my first car that I was like, oh shit, I can go out. When you first come home, you get a little nervous about seeing people and stuff. Then you need a car, you work your way around car shows and stuff before you know you're back in the game. You know, so now I can't even tell you how many fucking cars I've built since I've been home. But make a long story short, it's done. We're not going to do no video next week. Next Saturday's 4th of July. Be safe. And I wish this whole country would get its shit together. And it is what it is. But be safe out there and build your cars the way you want, as cheap as you want. As cheap as you want. It don't matter. Don't go buying no fucking $3,000 car. Like I told you last time on one tape, every one of my cars was $3,000 or less. That's the only car I got for hire, and I still like $3,000 or less. I just happened to score that car for $800 when I bought it. It's also 12 years ago, but I don't even know where they are now. I'm sure there's more out there. So anyway, guys, I know you want to know about the 53. I almost got the dashboard the way I want it. I brought the column up. It's got the tilt column. The dashboard's in primer now, so. It just hooked up all the alternator and all that stuff. It's charging now. So I gotta jump back on that like anything else. I got a million fucking things to do. So, but you know what? Let's have some beer, be safe, have fun.